Coming up on First at 4, police are looking for another person in connection with a suspected murder in Pike County.
The government's top health experts testify about the coronavirus response. I'm Skyler Henry at the White House as lawmakers are at a stalemate over the next rescue package.
And our severe weather alert day continues as the flash flooding threat continues overnight. First at 4 is next.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, a flash flood watch was expanded and extended through tomorrow. We could also see some severe weekend storms. Chief Meteorologist Paige Noel has the latest as our severe weather alert day continues. Paige?
Steve, right now we're getting a nice break from the rain, but we are tracking some storms down to our southwest that'll be moving into our area here shortly. But like you said, that flash flood watch was extended time-wise and even into a few of our other counties. You see it extended a little bit more southward. Our West Virginia counties are now out of this flash flood watch, and this goes through your Saturday morning as we continue to see some pockets of heavy rainfall fall throughout the evening and overnight hours. But like I said, we're getting a much-needed break. Looking at that UVA WISE camera, seeing that mixture of sun and clouds, and we've gotten a break from the rain. Looking on top of Buffalo Mountain, those clouds thickening up a little bit, but definitely saw some sunshine drying us out after a pretty soggy evening, and even overnight last night was definitely on the soggy side, prepping us for a little bit more weather heading into tonight. You're seeing those heavy showers and thunderstorms starting to move into our counties just west of I-75. Some could pack a little bit of a punch at times, but of course we're going to keep an eye on them over the next couple of hours or so. So as they're starting to move into some of our areas, see some heavier showers starting to move into parts of Pulaski, Wayne, McCreary County, and the main issue is, once again, they're going to be slow moving, so that's why that flash flood watch has been extended. We'll talk a little bit more about what to expect for the rest of the evening and even tomorrow as some stronger storms move back into the mountains coming up in a little bit.
All right, Paige, thank you. President Donald Trump heads to Florida today to discuss the coronavirus pandemic and an approaching hurricane. The president's visit to the hard-hit state comes as Dr. Anthony Fauci returned to Capitol Hill with other members of the White House task force to testify before a House panel. Stimulus talks on Capitol Hill are still at a stalemate, with the $600 weekly unemployment benefit ending today for millions of Americans. CBS's Skyler Henry reports from the White House.
The nation's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, stressed the need for all Americans to help stop the spread of the coronavirus.
We could do a really good job of controlling it if we paid attention to 5 fundamental principles, one of which is what we're doing here, with masks, crowds, distance, bars, washing hands.
Fauci's testimony comes as House lawmakers continue to examine the need for a national plan to contain the outbreak.
I'm calling for the administration to finally give America a comprehensive national plan that prioritizes science over politics.
You wouldn't even be here today if there wasn't a plan, because you are the people tasked with carrying out the plan.
Today, Fauci said he's cautiously optimistic a coronavirus vaccine would be ready by the end of the year.
We hope that as the time we get into the late fall and early winter, we will have, in fact, a vaccine that we can say would be safe and effective.
The White House and lawmakers are still at an impasse on a new coronavirus relief package. They've been trading offers to help struggling Americans without reaching a deal.
The Democrats are playing for November 3rd, and we're playing for the good of the people.
As of today, the extra $600 federal unemployment benefit has expired, and more than 30 million Americans could see their unemployment checks drop 50 to 75%.
I want our people to be able to live and live well, because it wasn't their fault that China brought in this pandemic, that China brought in this plague.
Republicans and the White House are now pushing a short-term extension. Democrats have rejected the idea and say the next relief bill needs to be a complete package. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
House lawmakers canceled their August recess to work on the coronavirus bill. Another 1.4 million people filed for unemployment benefits just last week. For the fourth day in a row, more than 1,000 people in the United States died from COVID-19. Florida reported 253 deaths yesterday, breaking its own record for the third day in a row. There is also another concern, an approaching hurricane, and how that will affect hospitals. Arizona and Mississippi also reported record-breaking increases. Average daily deaths are increasing in 17 states nationwide. The U.S. has around 4.5 million cases of the virus now since the pandemic began. Our nationwide death toll is nearing 153,000. We are learning more about the possible long-term effects of COVID-19. We spoke with an infectious disease specialist who says the immediate complications can be shortness of breath, pneumonia, and even some patients are seeing blood clots. However, those who have recovered from COVID-19 are seeing long-term effects like difficulty breathing, lung scarring, and heart issues from chronic inflammation.
At a mean of 60 days after the infection, there's only around 12.6% of the patients are fully recovered from COVID-19. That's 12.6. So the other 87.4% are still dealing with long-term effects of COVID-19. They tell you, I never feel the same.
Dr. Ferris Cotter says if you recovered from COVID-19 and you are suffering from long-term effects, he encourages you to see your doctor. He also says the best way to prevent the virus is to wear a mask, wash your hands, and practice social distancing. Some who battle addiction might not know where to turn. A new program through Addiction Recovery Care, though, in Louisa is set to hit the mountains this fall called Recovery Connectors. This program is a virtual training platform where members of the community, law enforcement, or really anyone can learn how to not only spot someone in need of help, but to build a network of those who connect addicts with the proper steps toward recovery.
Everybody knows what to do if their family member is having a heart attack, right? You call 911. It's a pretty simple process. Well, that doesn't exist today for addiction.
Brown says the program will increase the education of people in regards to addiction treatment and recovery, giving them the tools they need to take the next steps to help those in need. We will have more from those involved in the process coming up at 5:30. It is a little more than 3 months now before the presidential election, and President Donald Trump claims mail-in voting will cause rampant voter fraud. The president did not offer any evidence to support the claim. While President Trump says absentee voting is different than mail-in voting, election experts say the process is virtually the same for each. The president says he does not want to delay the election.
I don't want to delay. I want to have the election. But I also don't want to have to wait for 3 months and then find out that the ballots are all missing and the election doesn't mean anything.
The president cited New York's recent primary where it took more than 1 month to count absentee ballots. Those results were just finalized this week. Experts say mail-in voting election fraud is exceedingly rare. Wesley Hook has been missing since June 10th. The Pikeville Police Department found his car burned with human remains inside earlier this month. Now they are asking for the community's help as they continue their quest for answers. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has our update.
With 3 suspects already in custody, the Pikeville Police Department continues its investigation into the disappearance of Wesley Hook. Now they are searching for a 4th person they believe may also be involved. Sky Smallwood is now wanted in connection with the June disappearance of Pikeville man Wesley Hook. Smallwood is 37 years old, 5'4", with blonde hair or reddish blonde hair, but officers say she is known to dye it a darker color. Smallwood is wanted for tampering with physical evidence and abuse of a corpse.
We do have evidence that would substantiate her being involved in this case. The Pike County Grand Jury saw the evidence that Ted Collins had to produce, and they gave him the indictment warrant on her.
And I don't know how much. Anyone with information regarding Smallwood's whereabouts is asked to contact the Pikeville Police Department. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Smallwood is believed to be in the Richmond or Lexington area. If you see her, officers say you should call 911 or 606-437-5111. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Friday afternoon. The Dow closed up today more than 114 points, so a strong end to the week on Wall Street. For the first time in the 20-year history of O magazine, the September issue features someone on the cover besides Oprah. Oprah Winfrey revealed Breonna Taylor is on the cover. The 26-year-old emergency medical technician was shot 8 times and killed in her own home by Louisville police in March. Winfrey says Breonna deserves the honor of being on the cover to highlight the fight against racism and police violence. No criminal charges have been filed against the 3 Louisville Metro Police Department officers involved in Breonna Taylor's shooting. Straight ahead on First at 4, the secrets of Stonehenge have been a mystery for centuries, but now we might have a clue to answer some long-sought questions.
And there's a possibility of some strong to severe storms moving into the mountains tomorrow. I'll have those details next.